A single confession in the dead of night shatters everything we thought we knew about Dwight Manfredi. The king of Tulsa isn't just fighting rivals and the law, he's battling a secret so heavy it could collapse his entire world. And as the walls finally close in, the most dangerous weapon isn't a gun, it's the truth. The episode, Bubbles, opens not with a bang, but with a devastating whisper. Dwight confesses his darkest secret to Joanne. He is under the thumb of the federal government, forced to complete a dangerous task for Agent Musso. This isn't just a strategic problem, it's a psychological atom bomb. The weight of this confession is immense. You can feel the burden of every compromised decision pressing down on him. His calm voice hides a tempest of shame and desperation. This single moment recontextualizes everything. His recent moves aren't just the clever schemes of a mob boss, they are the forced actions of a man trying to navigate an impossible situation, trying to save his crew while secretly working for the very people who want to destroy them. This secret is the crack in his foundation, and it's beginning to spread. While Dwight is crumbling inside, he's projecting an image of ruthless control to his crew. With the distillery shut down, he masterminds a plan to move the bourbon off the books, plotting 5 steps ahead while his team is still panicking. He's selling the illusion of strength, but the man giving the orders is a ghost, hollowed out by a federal leash. The dream of legitimacy is not just dead, its corpse is being used against him. Meanwhile, the Dunmier threat takes a tragic and volatile turn. The focus shifts to Cole, who is less a villain than more a desperate soul starved for his father's approval. Jeremiah Dunmier isn't just a rival, he's a master of psychological torture. His public insults, especially mocking Cole by comparing him to his late, distinguished brother, are brutal to watch. He shrinks Cole to nothing. This manipulation comes to a head in a public scene that is both tragically funny and intensely anxious. Cole, in a humiliating attempt to strike at Dwight, makes a fool of himself at a resort, leading to a chaotic gunfight that shatters any pretense of a truce. This is what happens when pride and pressure collide. You feel anxious, then you laugh at the absurdity, and then you're right back to being anxious. Cole isn't a calculated threat like his father, he's a loose cannon, and Jeremiah is happily lighting the fuse. This attack proves that the war with the Dunmiers is no longer a cold one, it's exploded into open, chaotic violence, adding another blazing fire for Dwight to put out. Amidst the chaos, the episode delivers a poignant and critical moment, a road trip to Arkansas with Dwight and Tyson. This sequence is the emotional core of the episode, highlighting a relationship that is both father-son and sparring partners. Their conversation is a masterclass in mixing humor and drama. Dwight's talk about yacht music, ambition, and loyalty is funny, but it's also weirdly moving. He's not just giving orders, he's imparting a twisted wisdom, trying to prepare Tyson for a world he never wanted for him. And Tyson is starting to understand the real cost of being close to Dwight Manfredi. This isn't about money or power, it's about the soul. This quiet journey is a small, bright point in a sea of chaos, but it's underscored by a deep sadness. Dwight is grooming Tyson for a kingdom that is already falling, teaching him to rule over ruins. The trust between them is real, which makes Dwight's federal secret all the more devastating. How long can he protect Tyson when he himself is the biggest liability? Back in Tulsa, the rest of the crew is feeling the strain, and not everyone is handling it with Dwight's calculated cool. Mitch and Cleo embark on a road trip of their own, a mission that ends in violence and survival. While they make it through, the episode leaves the mystery of Armand's death unresolved, a ghost haunting the edges of the story. But the most significant breakdown belongs to Cleo. The pressure is getting to her, leading to what can only be described as anxiety-induced behavior. The show brilliantly demonstrates that the weight of this criminal life isn't just carried by the boss at the top. It trickles down, fracturing everyone in the organization. Cleo, once a picture of stoic capability, is now showing cracks. Cole is spiraling into humiliation and rage. The crew is not a unified army. It's a collection of individuals on the brink, each reacting to the pressure in their own volatile way. While Dwight is trying to hold the center, the edges are beginning to fray and burn. The final act descends into endless mayhem, bringing every conflict to a head. Dwight, with his back against the wall and his secret festering, is forced to make his boldest move yet. He confronts Quiet Ray. But this isn't a meeting from a position of strength. Dwight has no clear advantage. He's walking into the lion's den with nothing to offer but desperation. Quiet Ray has been waiting patiently in the shadows of New York for this exact moment, and now he holds all the power. The question is no longer if Dwight will have to bend the knee, but what brutal price Quiet Ray will demand for his help. Is this the moment Dwight loses his hard-won independence and becomes a lieutenant in his own city? Simultaneously, the unresolved conflicts with Bill Bevaquaca and Agent Musso complicate the situation to a breaking point. Musso, with his federal leverage, is a puppet master tightening his strings, and Bill's loyalty is being tested like never before. The episode forces us to ask, who is the real boss in Tulsa? Is it Dwight? Is it Musso? Or is it the waiting vulture, Quiet Ray? The power dynamics have never been more blurred or more dangerous. All of this chaos converges into a single, inevitable confrontation. Dwight, with his resources stretched to the breaking point and his options evaporating, is forced to make the call he's been dreading. He finally confronts Quiet Ray. But let's be clear, this is not a meeting of equals. Dwight has no leverage, no distillery, and a crew on the verge of imploding. He is walking into this negotiation with empty hands and a federal snitch jacket on his back. Quiet Ray, on the other hand, has been a specter of patience. He knew the pressures of Tulsa would eventually be too much, and now he gets to name his price. The question in this scene isn't if Dwight will have to concede, but what part of his soul he will have to surrender. Will it be a percentage of his business, total subservience to New York, or something even more personal? This meeting is the point of no return for Dwight's dream of independence. The confrontation with Quiet Ray is a masterclass in quiet, terrifying power. There are no shouted threats, just the calm, smug certainty of a man who holds all the cards. Quiet Ray's simple question, "You ready to talk now?" is more threatening than any gun. He doesn't need to make demands. He simply has to wait for Dwight to offer up his kingdom to save it. This scene is the culmination of the entire season's pressure. Dwight's attempt to build something new and legitimate has failed so spectacularly that it has driven him right back into the arms of the old world evil he tried to escape. The irony is crushing. The bourbon that was meant to be his freedom has become the chain that binds him to Quiet Ray. In this moment, Dwight isn't a king, he's a supplicant. The power dynamic is clear, and it's a devastating defeat for everything he has worked for in Tulsa. But the episode isn't done with its twists. While Dwight is dealing with Quiet Ray, the unresolved threads with the FBI and the crew's own actions create a cliffhanger that promises even more chaos. The mystery of Armand's death looms large. Was it a Dunmier hit, an accident, or something related to the federal investigation? This unsolved mystery is a ghost that will surely haunt the crew in episodes to come. Furthermore, the situation with Bill Bavacqua and Agent Musso remains a toxic cloud over everything. Musso now has two key players in his web, Dwight and likely Bev, and he's tightening the strings. The federal net is closing, and Dwight's confession to Joanne makes him more vulnerable than ever. If that secret gets out, his crew won't just leave him, they'll tear him apart. The episode ends not with the resolution, but with the calm before an even bigger storm. All the pieces are in place for a total collapse. A vengeful rival in Jeremiah, a humiliated and dangerous Cole, a fractured crew, a powerful New York boss calling in his marker, and a federal agent pulling the strings in the shadows. Bubbles is the episode where the Tulsa King's crown is shown to be made of glass and the first major cracks have appeared. Dwight Manfredi spent the entire hour trying to be the strategic general, but he was really just a man desperately plugging leaks in the sinking ship. His confession to Joanne changes everything. It reframes him not as an untouchable king, but as a tragic figure, a prisoner in his own empire. The episode brilliantly explores the theme of pressure and what it does to people. We see it in Dwight's secret, in Cleo's breakdown, in Cole's violent desperation, and in Tyson's dawning realization of the cost of this life. The show proves it's more than a mob drama. It's a deep character study about the lies we tell to survive and the weight of the secrets we carry. The final moments leave us on a knife's edge. Dwight's deal with Quiet Ray will come with a brutal price. The crew's unauthorized missions are creating unpredictable consequences. And Agent Musso now has more power over Dwight than anyone. The storm is no longer coming. It has arrived. The Kingdom of Tulsa is built on a foundation of secrets, and in the next episode, we're going to see if that foundation can hold or if it will all come crashing down. What did you think? Was Dwight's confession a moment of weakness or strength? Did you find the tension with Cole more tragic or thrilling? And what price do you think Quiet Ray will demand? Let me know your predictions and breakdowns in the comments below. The game has completely changed, and the next move could be the last.